All right, today we're diving into Ephesians chapter 3, and let me tell you, we're about to unpack a secret. This is something that was kept under wraps for literally ages, and it's a revolutionary idea about who truly belongs in God's family, a concept so radical, it was designed to completely reshape the world. But first, a quick question for you. Ever wanted to be an insider? You know, that feeling of being in the know, having access to a community or information that other people just don't? I think we all get that. It's a really deep-seated human desire. I mean, for basically all of human history, knowledge has been used to build walls, right? To separate the ins from the outs. You see it with secret societies, exclusive clubs. The pattern is always the same. This knowledge is for the select few. But the secret we're about to uncover, it does the exact opposite. It doesn't build walls, it demolishes them. So who do you think gets to be the messenger for this world-changing secret? You might think a king in a palace, or maybe a famous scholar in a library. Nope, it's a man in chains. Paul is actually writing this letter from prison, and listen to how he sees it. His imprisonment isn't some random punishment. He sees it as being directly connected to his mission to the non-Jewish world, to the Gentiles. His chains are, in a very real way, for them, and that just makes the message he's about to deliver that much more powerful. Now, this is absolutely crucial. Paul didn't just come up with this idea. He didn't figure it out through clever thinking or some big philosophical debate. He's very clear that it was a direct revelation from God. It was something that was unveiled to him, so he could then turn around and unveil it to the rest of the world. And to really get what he's talking about, we have to look at this one key Greek word, mysterion. See, when you and I hear the word mystery today, we think of a puzzle, right? Something we can't solve. But that's not what it meant. In the original Greek, a mysterion was a divine secret that was always meant to be revealed. It's not some riddle to be figured out, it's a world-changing announcement to be broadcasted to everyone. You have to understand how absolutely revolutionary this was. The pagan mystery cults in Paul's day, they were all about exclusivity. You had to be initiated, you had to pay your dues, you had to learn the secret handshake, you know? But the Gospel's mysterion just blows that whole model wide open. It's not about creating insiders and outsiders. It's about revealing a truth so huge it creates one single global family. Okay, so after all this buildup, what is it? What exactly is this once hidden secret that Paul is literally risking his life to announce to the world? And there it is. The big secret is radical, total equality. It's the idea that people from every nation, every culture, every background imaginable, the Gentiles, are now on the exact same footing as Israel. Not as second-class citizens, not as distant cousins, but as full co-heirs. Now, in a world that was defined by deep ethnic and religious divides, this was an absolutely stunning declaration. For some, it was even offensive. And Paul just hammers this point home with these three powerful together phrases. He says they are heirs together, sharing the exact same spiritual inheritance. They are members together, parts of the very same body, not two separate ones. And they are shares together, participating in the exact same promise. See, there are no tiers, there are no levels, there's just one profoundly unified family. But why? I mean, what's the ultimate point of creating this incredibly diverse, unified family? The purpose, as Paul explains it, is actually bigger than just the people in it. It's a message that's intended for the entire cosmos. This new community, this church, wasn't just created for its own benefit. It was designed from the beginning to be a living, breathing display model of God's wisdom. It was a showcase for an unseen audience. Okay, this is just astonishing. Paul is saying that when people who were once enemies, Jew and Gentile, and you can extend that to every divided group on earth, when they come together as one, it puts God's incredible multifaceted wisdom on display for the spiritual powers of the universe. In other words, our unity is a lesson plan for the angels. Wow. So, hearing about this incredible cosmic plan is one thing, but how in the world do we actually live it out? How does this massive theological truth travel from our heads down into our hearts in our everyday lives? Paul knows this isn't something you can just understand intellectually. It's too big. To really internalize this, to experience it, requires a different kind of strength, an inner power. And so, he pivots from teaching to praying. And what he prays for might surprise you. He prays for us to be strengthened on the inside, for Christ to be truly at home in our hearts, for our entire lives to be rooted and grounded in love. And then, He prays for the power to actually grasp the sheer scale of Christ's love. It's really a prayer for more capacity. And here it is, the mind-blowing goal of the whole thing: to experientially know a love that is way bigger than intellectual knowledge. He's praying that we would be so filled with this reality that we actually become vessels of the very fullness of God. I mean, that is just a breathtaking vision for what a human life can contain. And Paul just can't end a thought like that without bursting into praise. He closes out the chapter with one of the most powerful and hope-filled sign-offs in all of his writings. This is where it all lands. After laying out this grand cosmic vision, Paul reminds us that the power to make it happen isn't far away. Whatever we can ask, whatever we can even dare to imagine, God can do immeasurably more, and he does it through the power that is already at work within us. And that really just leaves us with one final thought to wrestle with. If God's ultimate plan is to create one single family out of all the nations, and his power can do infinitely more than we can even imagine, what could that actually look like if we started living it? What does immeasurably more look like for us and for our world today?